brothers and sisters. Today, VA Secretary Doug Collins has made the biggest political move and disservice to our nation's federal workforce and our nation's veterans in history. Today, the Department of Veterans Affairs has effectively canceled our collective bargaining agreement between the American Federation of Government Employees and the Department of Veterans Affairs. This attack comes as a result of our endless battle against unfair treatment, unsafe working conditions, abuse of power and corruption, against politicizing our workers, against workplace harassment, against undignified salaries, against retaliatory management, against an administration who undervalues civil servants and, quite frankly, hates that there is a voice amongst those who are vulnerable the most. It is with a heavy heart that I break these news. Unions are essential, and they are an essential part of what makes the VA function properly. For decades, AFGE has fought for what's right and has been a voice for those who are suppressed, abused, and discriminated against within their own workplace. Through our collective bargaining, we had ensured protections that guaranteed federal workers a system where managers and agencies may be held accountable when they stepped in out of line, blurred the lines between professionalism and personal life, and stopped abusive and hostile work environments right on its tracks. Now, what does this mean for dear veterans? To our veterans, I will tell you this message, so hear it clearly and believe this when I say that we will take care of you, no matter what. That we are here because we care, that we will not give up on you. Even when things go tough, we will show your best face in our darkest hour, because we honor our veterans no matter the fight behind our smile. Now, please know this. When you can't reach your doctor when you need them, please don't be mad at your MSAs. When you have longer wait times in the ER, please don't be mad at your nurses. When your lab results take longer to process, please don't be mad at your technicians. When you see a change, please know that this is not because we wanted the change. It is because Secretary Collins, along with this administration, decided that it is in your best interest in cutting employee protections that ultimately impact you, the number of staff that serve you, the quality of materials institutions purchase, the increased unsafe workloads on the staff, and these things and more that affect not just our staff, but it affects you directly. When unions fight for what's right, it's not just for the benefit of the employees. It's for the benefit of our ecosystem, where we can foster peace and safer working conditions on a place that can quickly escalate to chaos without proper accountability measures. Now, what about you, my fellow civil servant, who is in the front lines every day serving those who need it the most? To you, I say, this is not over. In fact, it's far from over. It is only the beginning. Before the labor movement, there was no labor protections. We have fought so hard against oppression at a time where we had no rights at all. I want to address some of the statements made from the VA regarding this movement. The VA states that this move is good news for veterans, families, caregivers, and survivors. Its justification for the statement, they essentially claim that things like official time are a waste of taxpayer dollars, union office spaces are a waste of space, and that unions restrict managers' abilities to hire and promote high-performance employees while intending to hold poor performers accountable. Brothers and sisters, do not be fooled by this propaganda. Firstly, I want to say it is disgusting, the lengths that this administration goes to paint unions as bad guys, characterizing our union leaders as union bosses like some kind of mafia. I want to clarify that unions are formed of civil servants like you and I, from retirees, and even from veterans themselves. The union bosses is a characterization of these men and women. It's a clear demonization of the way they want the public to view us that fight for you. In reality, official time is one of the least amount of capital intensive costs that agencies have. The amount of civil servants and official time are very minimal, and often it is thanks to the few men and women, and when I say few, I mean it, very few men and women on official time that serve as protectors of your rights. Official time guarantees protections for all bargaining unit employees, regardless of membership status. It is a guarantee that you will always have an advocate present. That may be a coworker, someone you trust, and that knows the struggles you go through every day. Secondly, union office spaces are known to be a safe space for employees to go to their representatives and discuss their valid concerns. When you take away our safe space, you are saying to us that nowhere is safe now. It is sad how this administration values your safety over rent space, as if the VA properties are some kind of office rental spaces. Most importantly, and this is the main reason why this administration is going after your rights, it is because they see unions as adversarial rather than partners. Unions aren't here to oppose the VA's efforts to improve the VA. Most of the progress made by the VA has been thanks to our union. So when they try to mislead you into thinking that unions get in the way of progress, look at your surroundings and think to yourselves, who can I thank for outdated equipment and facilities, and who is actively fighting to ensure that we are safe and what we have is safe and functional? If the VA really wants progress, we would support that 100%, because your struggle, it's our struggle too. Lastly, our contracts have never restricted in any way, shape, or form managers' ability to hire, promote, and reward high performers. Neither does it restrict managers from holding poor performers accountable. Rather, our contract lays out rules that govern these things with fairness, dignity, and respect. It forced agencies to look at aspects of disciplinary proposals and laid out a foundation for progressive discipline, diminishing the possibility of unfair and disproportionate application of discipline, making this a more uniform, fair, and just process. Without it, anyone can be subject to being a target for any reason without fair due process. Does that sound familiar? I think this administration shows a pattern that is hard to deny. Regarding their abilities to hire, promote, and reward high performers, it is not AFGE who has paused hiring at a national level. It is not AFGE who grants a fully successful rating to a majority of good performing and high performing employees, and it is not AFGE who refuses to reward high performers or even recognize them at all. These statements are merely a reflection of how the agency treats its employees, but the reality is that unions fight for good employees while agencies neglect to recognize them at all. So when the VA says, this is good news, they don't really mean it. It may be good news, but not for our veterans, not for their families, and certainly not for their workforce, which they neglected to mention on their statement. The reality of the matter is the VA has abandoned you, but we will stick with you until the end. And hear me out, brothers and sisters, when I say that this is not the end, but it is just the beginning. So hold on tight. Let's stay on this fight together. If we won once, we can do it again. But we are at a pivotal time where your fight is more important than ever. So stay in it. Do not get discouraged. Remember, strength is in numbers. I'm Danny Rivera Jr. This is Rights Watch. And remember, we are not giving up. Good night.